The Rothschild banking dynasty has an unlikely origin, an 18th century ghetto in Frankfurt, Germany. Like many of his time, Mayer Amschel Rothschild can't own land or farms due to his race. So he follows his family's path and becomes a textile trader.
The ghetto is not very encouraging. Shops spilled heaps of secondhand clothes and soiled household goods into the alley. Frankfurt Jews are barred from farming, from handicrafts, even from dealing in nobler goods such as weapons, silk, or fresh fruit.
Mayer Rothschild quickly grows discontented with trading textiles and becomes eager to explore other ventures, ones that offer higher profit margins. He soon discovers that trading gold coins and antiques could be much more lucrative. Mayer Rothschild quickly establishes himself as a shrewd trader and uncovers a brilliant strategy known today as front-running.
He worked as a court agent, much like today's stockbrokers. His main client was Prince William of Hesse-Kassel. Whenever William wanted to purchase gold coins, he would ask Mayer Rothschild to obtain them from the market. What Rothschild did was this. He would first buy the coins using borrowed money, then sell them to Prince William, effectively acting as both the buyer and the seller. This practice is known as front-running in modern terms. In doing so, he profited twice, once from the 8% commission fee, and also from front-running Prince William.
By 1782, Mayer Rothschild has amassed a colossal fortune and earns the position as the investment manager for Prince William's vast wealth. But for Mayer Rothschild, it's just the beginning. To truly create a strong footing in the world of finance, he must evolve into a bank.
Often when traders and court agents accumulated significant wealth through their financial dealings, they sought greater recognition and respectability. Transitioning into banking was a way to gain legitimacy and credibility.
Getting into banking proves genius for Mayer. By the close of the 1700s, he's the richest man in Frankfurt. But still, for Mayer Rothschild, it isn't enough. He envisions a legacy beyond wealth, a family dynasty that stands the test of time, outlasting nations and empires.
To me, it's always what's next, and I think that's what drives most very successful people. It's never about money. I mean, it's a way of keeping score. It's about achievement, and it's about winning a game, and it's about upping the ante.
To do that, he knows he needs to think bigger than just Frankfurt or even Prussia. To expand, he dispatches 4 of his 5 sons to the great capitals of Europe: Vienna, Naples, Paris, and the jewel of the empire, London. In the early 1800s, Great Britain stands as a global superpower with a vast empire across continents. With the British Royal Navy unmatched, the seas are theirs. The Industrial Revolution is transforming the economy, making Britain an industrial and manufacturing powerhouse. The financial sector, centered in London, is robust. With the establishment of the Bank of England in 1694, London becomes a global financial center. Mayer Rothschild has built a thriving banking business in Frankfurt, but he realizes to sustain the long-term prosperity of the family, he needs to expand to different major cities in Europe, including sending his 3rd son to London, England. His name is Nathan Rothschild. For Nathan Rothschild, the pressure is immense. He feels compelled to demonstrate to his father that he is equally capable of upholding the family legacy.
Nathan was a fiercely ambitious and competitive man, as quick to take offense as to give it in his business dealings.
With £20,000 his father gave him as investment, Nathan plans to maximize it as quickly as possible, by any means necessary.
In the early 1800s, London textile industry saw significant growth. This industry was marked by many small-scale workshops and factories that produce many different types of textiles, from cotton to silk.
Nathan sees an opportunity to capitalize on this growth while maximizing profits.
He managed to create 3 sources of profits from the textile industry.
According to his own account, Nathan was successful in his early days. I soon found that there were 3 profits: the raw material, the dyeing, and the manufacturing. I said to the manufacturer, I will supply you with material and dye, and you will supply me with manufactured goods. So I got 3 profits instead of 1, and I could sell goods cheaper than anybody. In a short time, I made my £20,000 into £60,000.
To ensure consistent revenue, Nathan also ventures into the lucrative realm of smuggling textiles and precious metals.
He became, in a word, a smuggler. By 1808, Nathan had earned a reputation as a man who had, thanks to his superior management, judgment, foresight, and connections, regularly succeeded in getting goods to the continent.
Within just a few years of initiating his business in London, Nathan reports impressive gross sales of £800,000. Now, with substantial capital at hand, Nathan sets his sights on transforming his enterprise into a bank. He plans to build it to be bigger than his father's bank in Frankfurt. By 1812, Mayer Amschel Rothschild's health deteriorates rapidly. He soon realizes that death is inevitable. And to ensure the House of Rothschild remains prosperous, he urges his sons to put their family unity first and above all.
This is one of the foundations for the long-standing success of the Rothschild dynasty. Their strong bond as a family and their unique way of doing business are reasons they're still successful today.
As the Rothschild sons establish their banking houses in different cities, Europe enters an age of wars set to span over a century.
Whereas the 18th century wars had tended to be limited, had tended to end in a truce where people sat down and negotiated, the wars of the 19th century, at least some of them, became increasingly ideological and increasingly difficult to stop.
Thanks to its sophisticated finance system, the United Kingdom wages 6 wars in a century without facing an economic collapse.
Today we live in a world dominated by a single superpower, the United States. Indeed, it sometimes seems a little bit as if we've become part of the American empire. Yet Britain was the world's superpower for more than 2 centuries, exerting even more power beyond her borders than the US does today.
By 1814, the Duke of Wellington wins battle after battle against Napoleon and plans to bring the fight to France. But while in France, Wellington realizes the need for a significant amount of French coins for expenses.
Wellington's campaign was being fought at a time of unparalleled fiscal overstretch. In protracted campaigns like Wellington's in the Iberian Peninsula, more sophisticated methods of procurement were necessary. Above all, it was essential to be able to purchase supplies and to pay troops.
Nathan sees this as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If he can meet this challenging demand, it can elevate his bank to unprecedented heights.
Nathan subsequently made what he had done sound easy. When I was settled in London, the East India Company had £800,000 worth of gold to sell. I went to the sale and bought it all. I knew the Duke of Wellington must have it. I had bought a great many of his bills at a discount. The government sent for me and said they must have it. When they got it, they did not know how to get it to Portugal.